You're standing in a frozen river somewhere in Russia. The water is up to your knees and it stopped feeling cold hours ago. The soldier on your back hasn't moved since morning. His boots are frozen into your stirrups. You don't know he's dead. You just know he's heavier than he used to be. Behind you, the road is lined with shapes in the snow that used to be the largest army in the world. No one is giving orders anymore. No one is riding. Everyone who can still walk is just moving west because west is the direction of home. You keep walking because no one has told you to stop, and because stopping means lying down, and lying down in this cold means not getting up. 6 years ago, you were born in a green field in France. Let's go back. You're born in the Loire Valley in the spring of 1803. France is at peace, at least for now. Napoleon has been first consul for 3 years. The wars that will consume Europe haven't started yet. None of that means anything to you. You're a foal. You know grass and sunlight and your mother's side. Your mother is a tall chestnut mare who belongs to a farmer named Gerard. She is calm and strong, and when she stands over you on your first night in the world, you understand without language that you are safe. For the first year, life is small and perfect. The stone wall at the edge of the pasture, the well where Gerard draws water in the morning, the oak tree where you stand in the shade when the summer gets too hot. The sound of church bells from the village that you hear every Sunday without knowing what they mean. Gerard brushes your coat in the evenings after his own work is done. He talks to you while he does it, about the weather, about his wife, about the price of grain. You don't understand a word of it, but you understand the voice. It is low and steady, and it means the same thing every time. You are cared for. You belong to someone. You grow fast. By your second year, you're taller than your mother, strong through the chest, good legs, quick. Gerard watches you run the length of the pasture one evening, and his face does something complicated that you can't read. He looks proud and sad at the same time. You don't know it yet, but he's already had the conversation with his wife. The army is buying horses. The price is good, better than good. Enough to fix the roof, enough to get through the winter. One morning in the spring of 1805, 2 men ride up the road in blue uniforms with gold buttons. They have coins in one hand and a rope in the other. Gerard takes the coins. He doesn't look at you and they lead you away. One of the men loops the rope around your neck. You look back at the pasture as the road curves, the stone wall, the oak tree, the well. You will spend the rest of your life trying to get back to this place. They take you to a military camp outside Paris. There are hundreds of horses here packed into temporary stables that smell like sweat and iron and something sharp that you'll later learn is gunpowder. Everything is loud, men shouting, metal clanging. Somewhere, always, a horse screaming. Training begins within days. They teach you to charge in a straight line with other horses beside you, flank to flank, so close you can feel the heat coming off the animal next to you. They teach you to hold formation at a gallop, to turn on command, to stop on command, to move through smoke without panicking. The hardest lesson is the cannon. The first time they fire one near you, you bolt. Pure instinct. Every nerve in your body says run and you run. They bring you back, they fire it again. You bolt again. They bring you back. This goes on for weeks until the sound becomes something you can hold inside your chest without breaking. You don't stop being afraid, you just stop showing it. Your rider is a young lieutenant named Martin. He's 22 years old and he volunteered for the cavalry because he thought it sounded noble. He talks to you the way Gerard did, quiet and steady, especially when his hands are shaking. You can feel his fear through his legs. Fear travels through a rider's body into a horse's ribs like electricity. He's scared of what's coming. He pretends he isn't. You pretend you believe him. By autumn, you can gallop directly into smoke and noise and chaos without breaking stride. They have turned your body into a weapon and your obedience into a tool. But when Martin brushes your neck at the end of the day and speaks to you in that low voice, you still close your eyes the way you did for Gerard. They can train out your instincts. They cannot train out that. December 2nd, 1805, Austerlitz, a frozen field in what is now the Czech Republic. The battle that will make Napoleon the master of Europe. You don't know any of this. You know that it is very cold and there are more horses around you than you have ever seen in your life, and Martin's legs are trembling against your sides. He is whispering something. It might be a prayer. You wait. The order comes, a trumpet, then another. And then the ground begins to shake. Not from artillery, from hooves, thousands of hooves hitting frozen earth at the same time. The sound is like the world splitting open. You charge. Martin's sword is out. The wind cuts your eyes. Ahead of you is a wall of smoke and noise and shapes you can't identify. You don't understand what you're running toward. You run because the horses beside you are running, because you've been trained to run, because Martin is asking you to, and he's the closest thing to home you have left. Something screams past your ear, so close you feel the heat of it. A horse beside you goes down mid-stride. A clean collapse, legs folding, rider thrown forward. You feel the spray of wet heat across your flank. You don't stop. You can't. The wall of horses behind you would trample you if you hesitated for even 1 second. It lasts 20 minutes. It feels like a lifetime. When it's over, Martin is still on your back. His uniform is torn. His face is white. His hands are shaking worse than before. But he's alive. You're alive. There is blood on your legs that isn't yours. That night, Martin gives you extra feed. He sits with you for an hour and doesn't say anything. You think you have survived the worst thing that can happen to a horse. You haven't. Austerlitz was the easy one. The worst is still 7 years away, waiting for you in the snow. Spain in 1808. The heat is suffocating. The roads are dust that coats your lungs and cakes in the corners of your eyes. The Spanish fight differently than the Austrians. Ambushes on mountain roads, villages that look empty until they aren't. You learn to be afraid of silence. Austria again in 1809, the Battle of Wagram. 2 days of fighting across a flat plain where there is nowhere to hide. On the second day, a cannonball takes Martin. You feel the impact through the saddle. One moment his weight is there, the next it isn't. You keep running because that's what you've been trained to do. You don't look back. Horses don't understand death the way people do. You just know the weight is gone. Your new rider is a sergeant named Deschamps. He is older, quieter, and he does not talk to you. He does not brush your neck. He does not give you extra feed. To Deschamps, you are not a companion. You are a piece of equipment, something to carry him between the fighting and the dying. You stop expecting kindness. You eat what they give you. You walk where they point you. You stand when they stop and move when they move. Your hearing is dulled from years of cannon fire. A constant ringing lives in your head now that never goes away. Scars layer on top of older scars. Your coat is rough. Your eyes are tired. You are 7 years old. Horses on farms live to 25. Horses in Napoleon's army are lucky to see 10. By 1812, Napoleon has conquered most of Europe. There's only one direction left: east. In June, you joined the Grande Armée for the invasion of Russia. 600,000 men, 150,000 horses. The column stretches so far that when the front begins marching, the rear doesn't move for 3 days. You cross the Russian border on June 24, 1812. Nobody tells the horses what's coming. If they could, not one of you would take another step. At first, Russia is just marching. Empty roads, flat land that stretches to the horizon in every direction. The sky is enormous. The Russians retreat ahead of you, burning everything as they go. Villages are ash by the time you reach them. Fields are scorched. Wells are poisoned. Horses start dying in the first week, not from battle, from heat, from thirst, from colic caused by bad water, from sheer exhaustion. You drink from whatever stream or puddle is available. Some of them make you sick for days. You march anyway. By September, the army reaches Moscow. The great prize, the city that was supposed to end the war. It's empty. The Russians have abandoned their own capital. Then, that night, the sky turns orange. Moscow is burning. The Russians set fire to their own city rather than let Napoleon have it. You stand in a field outside Moscow and watch the smoke. The men wait for a surrender that never comes. Days pass. Weeks. The nights get colder. Napoleon finally accepts what every horse in the army already knows. There is nothing here. It's time to go home. October 19th. The retreat begins. You turn around and start walking back the way you came. The same road, the same empty land, but now winter is coming and the army that marched in as conquerors is stumbling out as survivors. November. The cold arrives. Not the cold you knew in France, not the cold of Austerlitz. Russian cold. Minus 20 degrees, then minus 30. The moisture in your nostrils freezes when you breathe. The metal bit in your mouth bonds to your tongue and tears skin when it's pulled. Your hooves crack on frozen ground. There is no food. The army already stripped this land bare during the march in. The grain runs out first, then the hay. You eat bark from trees, leather straps from abandoned wagons, straw from a burned roof. Around you, horses collapse every hour. When one goes down, the soldiers are on it with knives before it stops breathing. You learn not to look. You learn to keep walking. Deschamps stops riding you. Not out of mercy. He's too weak to climb up. He walks beside you, one hand on your mane, his weight pulling at you. His breathing is shallow. His lips are blue. Some mornings he doesn't get up when the column moves. You stand over him and wait. He always gets up, until one morning he doesn't. You wait longer than you should, then you walk on alone. Somewhere between Smolensk and the Berezina River, in the second week of November 1812, your legs stop working. Not all at once. The left front goes first. A stumble that you catch, then the back right. Another stumble, then both at the same time. Your knees hit the snow, the column streams past you, men and horses moving west. Nobody stops. A year ago, you were a cavalry horse that charged at Austerlitz with a sword flashing above your head. Now you are an obstacle on a frozen road that the living walk around. The cold has been a knife in your bones for weeks, but now, down here in the snow, something changes. The shivering stops. A strange warmth spreads through your chest. Your muscles relax for the first time in months. This is what freezing to death feels like at the end. The pain leaves, the body gives up its fight and lets you go gently. Your eyes close, the sounds fade. The crunch of boots on snow, the wind, the distant crack of something that might be a rifle or might be a tree branch breaking under the weight of ice. It all goes quiet. And behind your eyes, where memory lives deeper than training, deeper than fear, deeper than war, a green field appears. Stone wall at the edge, morning light coming over the hill, the smell of grass after rain, an oak tree, a well, and a hand on your neck, steady, warm. A voice you haven't heard in 7 years saying words you never understood but always knew the meaning of. You never left that field. You were always there. Everything after was just a long walk trying to get back. Of the 150,000 to 180,000 horses that entered Russia with Napoleon's Grande Armée in June 1812, fewer than 3,000 returned to France. Most were never given names.